Hello everybody, welcome to the Kerbal Space program. My name is Chris and today we are doing the Subscriber Designs episode 17. Yeah, we're finally doing them again. Oof, we've been on a break. We haven't done one of these episodes for how long? At least 2 months. It's like, what, 2 months? Yeah, that's been a long time ever since the last episode. We have taken a break. But we are back and... well, let me tell you, I've been checking the emails for all the submissions that have been sent to me by you guys. Damn, you guys have been keeping me busy. I've actually had to go through roughly 140 submissions. 140! When I saw it, I was like, oh, 140! You know what that means? I actually have to click on every single email, do a virus check, just in case, I'm a networking guy. I study computers. It's good to be a bit paranoid every now and then. Nevertheless, 140 emails, download the design through various means, whether they have provided it through the email or perhaps through an external link such as Metafire. And then I have to collect all these things. I have to collect the description, the name of the person. I make a folder with the design and the name of the person and the description so that I know what to say within the episodes. It's a lot of stuff. But you know what? I actually enjoy going through the emails. I see some, encouraging emails. Good stuff. And along the way, while trying this design, I'll explain who it's by soon enough. I was being stupid. Anyway, so this design is actually made by Addict245. I do believe... I've had his name and design on my desktop for the past 2 months, actually. It's just been sitting there, and I've checked out this design. This design is actually called the Caribburn. Just Caribburn, actually, without the... It's a really cool-looking design. Very nice. Let me actually explain the description. Addict, as many other subscribers have sent... They've sent their description and their design, so I'll read out the description here. It's a pretty... Actually, I'll do it in an accent as best as possible. I don't know what accent exactly I'll be doing, but I'll try to do one so that you guys know that when I'm doing it in an accent, I'm actually reading from this thing, from the description. So, okay. I don't know what accent, man. Alright. It's a practical looking design with forward sweep wings. It has a decent speed capable of high altitudes, decent stability, and it has great movability. But it's not just a normal plane. If you look underneath the Caribburn, you would notice 4 rocket engines, 2 in the front and 2 in the back, and also another rocket engine on the top of the ship. This is the Movability Augmentation System, or MAS, that I come up with. Wow, okay. You guys tell me what accent that is, because I don't know. It sounds like some sort of mad scientist type of thing. But you know what? This design, if you want to use this, and well done, Addict, I'm actually quite happy with this design, you have to use the action groups. Okay, so number 1, number 2, number 3, and 4, and 5. So we've got all 5 numbers do different things. So number 1, 2, and 3 focus on the bottom rocket engines, and then you have the number 4 that focuses on the very top rocket engine, and number 5, which is for the jet engines. And due to my stupidity along the way with trying this design, I could not get it into orbit. This was like my second attempt to get this into orbit. Both attempts failed miserably. Or perhaps it was my first attempt. I don't remember. It was my first attempt. Although it felt like I did 2 attempts because I almost got it into orbit and then it sort of went back down onto Caribburn and then went up again. So... yeah, I failed kind of twice with this. My fault. But ultimately, you can get this in orbit with the current things that are on it. Just try and be a bit fuel efficient. And as you can see, I didn't exactly do too well with certain things along the way, of which I won't describe. Anyway, so this is also made by Addict245. It is known as the... have a guess? You guys want to guess what this is? Pop quiz. What is it? Hey, what is it? It's the SR-71 replica. What else? Yeah, so this actually looks like the SR-71 except for the color. That's always an issue. The color, of course, right? In case you do want to actually fix up the color, you could use a mod. I think it's called the curb color mod or something like that. That can allow you to color like all the parts within KSP, like all the parts that are available to us. That's a really cool mod. But still, this design, it's shaped like the SR71, but there is one specific downfall. The fuel runs out quite quickly, actually. So, as you may know, rocket engines don't exactly last long when it comes to the propellant. That's why you use jet engines at a low altitude. But, to be realistic, it was good to use rocket engines in this case. And in case if you do want to get this into orbit, you're going to have to use cheats. I don't see any other way of actually fixing this. Unless you add some jet engines, but it won't look like the SR71 if you do that, so you know what I mean. And look at all those struts. I turned it upside down without thinking, and well, I think I did. Yeah, I just wanted to fly upside down, and then I was like, whoa, so many struts. And notice how some of the struts are actually connected via that object there, because as you may know, struts have a certain distance at which they can connect, so you need to have an object in between so that you can sort of have a longer distance connected via struts. Struts is just that. Struts everywhere. And he has actually said, Dick 245 has said, let's actually read what it has said, again in the accent. I'm probably going to change the accent this time. The SR-71 is surprisingly maneuverable for a ship its size, but it's also... Oh, look at that. Whack a Kerbal. Yeah, I was being stupid. I don't tend to use Whack a Kerbal very much. That was just me. Yep. And anyway, okay, I'm done with the description. But nice design. This design is made by Senior Ding, and it is known by... What? It is called Normal Car 13. What a nice name. It's an interesting name, actually. I've never seen a name like this before. Normal Car 13. And it is a normal car, as Senior Ding has actually written here. It actually said, it's a normal car. And he's named it Normal Car. So, yeah, it's a normal car. What else is it? Of course it is. It's a fun car. I was actually driving around with it just to see how good I was a driver in KSP. In real life, I'm a fairly decent driver. Kind of, or at least by my own ratings, and whoever is in the car with me, they say I'm a fairly decent driver. So in real life I'm good, but KSP, well, not so good. In a second you'll see, bang. Notice how that wall just disappeared all of a sudden once the light shined upon it. Yeah, I couldn't actually see the wall for a second, and I bet some of you could not see it, so that's why I crashed into it. That's why you have street lamps. Why else? But although it's daytime, so I guess, yeah, you should be able to see these buildings anyway. That was a failure on my behalf. But anyway, that was a nice design to play around with. Now this one is by He Who Shall Not Be Named. So that's the actual name, He Who Shall Not Be Named. Actually, I'll elaborate on that. As part of the agreement, when you do submit a design to me, or to us as a community, I do allow for people to, give the names if they want or not. And so if someone wants their names to be said, just like Addict or Senior Ding, I'll say their names. Otherwise, some people just want to be, keep their privacy. And, that's no problem. Privacy is a big issue in life, and so He Who Shall Not Be Named is a suitable name. I like it. And this design is called a Blackburner. I didn't mention that until now. Yeah, it's Blackburner. That's a really cool name. Quite unique. I haven't seen the name before. Very nice. Blackburner. Dun 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 dun. If this was colored black, that'd look really good. Blackburner, colored black. Nice. And one of the reasons why I decided to use this design is primarily to test a few things out. If you notice, we have 4 jet engines, 2 of which are on the outskirts of the jet. That's usually bad if you want to go in like a high altitude flying, primarily because of the flame out effect. As you may know, jet engines flame out. So if the engines flame out when they're on the outside, on the very outside of the jet, that creates higher torque than when the jet engines are kind of on the inside of the aircraft. So we do have those 2 jet engines on the inside there. Maybe I should have just used them instead of the outside when I got to this altitude. I didn't think of that until now. Wow, like, what a bit delayed, don't you think? But again, I failed to get this into orbit. It's a suborbital plane at least, so that's, that's something. Good enough, right? Anyway, this is just me being stupid again. Testing out the design, although I'm happy with all the designs. And I really would like to thank the submissions by Addict245 for both his design Carryburn and SR71. And Senior Ding, his normal cast 13, awesome name. And also He Who Shall Not Be Named, Blackburner Craft. That's really cool. And one of the reasons why they couldn't get this design into orbit is because, if you notice on the right, the resources, we don't have any electricity left. You know what that means? You lose control of the craft. Oh well, my fault. But again, guys, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you next time. Yeah. See ya.